He is the corruptor in chief. This is outrageous.
This is a family that has almost witnessed their father get shot in the face.
Oh, that doesn't
This
have
is a
anything. The
family
New York
that-
Times puts how much Trump has profited thus far from the presidency.
There's something new. We're trying something new. Hello, YouTube. My name is Renny, and we're trying something new. Typically on my page, I do a lot of shorts, but I've been wanting to get into some longer content. This first one is a political rant. I figured I would, make series of different reaction videos of things that I'm, pretty interested in. This video is from CNN. It's a panel debate on Abby Phillips' show. Oh, Abby Phillips. Let's do it. Yeah.
President Trump faces new corruption allegations as companies that he invests in and promotes land major government contracts. Trump's federal disclosure form shows that the president invested in Dell Technologies several times in recent months,
Absolutely
including in
crazy.
February, when he bought between $1 and $5 million in its stock. Then, just this week, the Pentagon awarded the tech
Absolutely
giant
insane.
a more than $9 billion
Absolutely insane.
contract. It really does, actually, I think what it shows is two things. One, perhaps the limitations of our ethics rules, which don't cover the president at all. So,
before they dive into it, there's just hands down, he is the most corrupt president to have ever been president. There's no getting around that.
in some ways, he could do whatever he wanted to do. But it also just points to how easy it can be to profit off of the presidency, potentially.
Yeah, interesting quickie dink is not the term I would use. I would use that it's absolutely corrupt. He is the corruptor in chief. This is outrageous. No other president would ever get away with this level of conflict of interest. Now, not only Trump himself, but also his entire freaking family. His sons, his daughter's husband, his other daughter's husband. They're making billions and billions of dollars. Don Jr.'s net worth went from
Billions of dollars. They are making billions of dollars. A lot of the times on the back of you and me, the American people. It's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
million to 300 million in 1 year. Between him and his brother, they're on the boards of 10 corporations, and all of a sudden, those corporations are getting government contracts. For Donald Trump, it's not just Dell. It's Palantir, it's Micron, it's what's the other one? Oh, NVIDIA. Robinhood. Oh, Polymarket, Kalshi. The Trump sons have, Trump Jr. has his capital fund. It's investing in World Liberty Financial. That's right.
The latest deal involving a Trump son invested business. The reporting actually from ProPublica is that the White House intervened to help get a $620 million deal for this company tied to Don Jr. Let me just play what the reporter who'd...
Even the stupid one is making lots of money, which is absolutely ridiculous. Something, kind of on a bit of a side note. Abby Phillips is absolutely beautiful.
Worked on that story said about how this all went down.
Peter Navarro originally pushed this deal to the Pentagon.
This guy reminds me. Something that I've noticed with a lot of these videos is that the people will make up nicknames for a lot of these panelists because a lot of them show up in different, different panels, multiple different days. So help me try to think of some nicknames of the different panelists. And then also you can help me figure out who these people are as well. So in the comments, let me know these people's names and then give me your suggestion for the nickname that they should, we should give them.
And the thinking within the division of the Pentagon that handles these kinds of loans was the call came from the White House, we have to get this done. And what we learned is that 3 months after Don Jr.'s firm invested in this small North Carolina startup, the Defense Department went in and gave this company a record-breaking loan. We're talking about potentially hundreds of millions of dollars if all conditions are met.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
So just two quick things, and then Harrison, I'd like you to explain not just how this looks, but what it is. The president's eldest son say that he wasn't involved. The Pentagon says that they had no role in setting the deal, and then Peter Navarro has denied this. He calls it fake news on steroids, just total BS. But even if the White House had no role in this, it's a very bad look for a company that was just invested in by the president's son to then turn around and get a massive Pentagon contract while the president is in office.
Not right.
These are accounts that are handled by independent money
Not
managers.
this one.
I'm talking about his overall.
I'm talking about the Don Jr. thing.
I don't know enough about that.
That's not
and the timing
managed
of it.
by an independent anything. It's Don Jr.'s investment fund investing in a business, and then a few months later, that business getting a major Pentagon contract.
$620 million contract.
The contract process in Washington is a complicated one.
Listen to how this guy tries to skirt around the issue. It's absolutely crazy, and then try to circle back to corruption in the Biden administration. It's absolutely insane.
Company probably offers a service in which no other company can, which is sometimes why people get contracts.
They've never done anything like this
out.
The overall claim in which you made, which the Trump family somehow is enriching themselves
Not
off
somehow,
of,
they are.
off of office.
They
This is a
are.
family that has almost witnessed their father get shot in the face.
Oh, that doesn't
This
have
is a
anything to
family
do with
that
this.
just uncovered
really digging
a
in.
plot.
That doesn't have.
What did I tell you? Absolutely nothing to do with the subject. Terrible, I don't think that violence of any sort is a good thing, but definitely don't think violence is a good segue or way to change the subject.
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
This is a family who's
Well, Harrison, let me just say, you just in the earlier segment, you pretty broadly claimed that the Biden family was enriching
They did,
themselves.
10% to the big guy.
This
Do you not forget that?
this is what we're talking about here.
Crazy.
Hold on a
10%
second.
to the big guy
Harrison,
was found
Harrison,
in the emails from the oversight.
Harrison,
specifics,
Harrison.
You can always
What we're
tell.
talking
10%
what
to
we're
the big
talking
guy
about
was the
here is right now.
You can always tell when a person doesn't have a defense because they try to talk over people that actually have logic to bring to the table.
The president's son investing in a company that gets a direct benefit from the United States government. What we are talking about here is the president or people on his behalf actively investing in stocks,
Yes.
in corporations that the federal government then gives contracts. And
Completely
Dell's
independent
stock.
of
Let's
his-
just take
of his
a look.
knowledge.
Just take a look at these charts
Didn't
because
bid it out.
you don't even need to know anything about stocks to see what's going on here. From January to today,
Look at that. Look at that. Before she goes into it, just look at that. It's crazy. It's insane. That is the world that we live in.
Dell's stock has basically skyrocketed. And in that interim period, in that interim period, Donald Trump has on 3 separate occasions urged people to buy Dell. The Pentagon then gave Dell a contract. You see it there, that last bubble.
But, like,
and then
the
the stock goes up even more. If any of this happened under Joe Biden's administration, and we're talking about a couple of $100, it would have been a scandal. We're talking here about millions
And
of
speaking
dollars.
of
I do think
How do they explain this?
So I think the Dell situation is a little bit different from Vulcan, which involves Don Jr. That's the rare earth minerals.
I'm gonna pause that woman. Please, in the comments, what could be her nickname? she's a panelist, another puppet, and I want a good one, so let me know in the comments.
Company, and even in that case, you could argue that they're trying to compete with China's dominion over rare earths, which we're very much dependent on. And
Why is Don Jr. involved? You know, because I think that even
he's
if
involved
it's,
in a lot of business.
yeah, but
listen, I hear you.
why is the
I don't like the
president's
appearance of
son
cronyism.
involved in businesses that have direct business with the federal government that his father runs?
I don't like the appearance of cronyism either, which is why I think they should have explained to the public why Vulcan got the bid. Now with Dell, it's a little different though, because Dell has had an existing relationship with the Pentagon for decades, because they are probably the best manager of government systems. That's why the Pentagon keeps hiring them repeatedly, keeps handing them contracts. I understand that the optics are not ideal for President Trump, given that he's friends with the...
The optics are not ideal. Corruption.
And he did help them with the Trump investment accounts.
Stock and then hocked it. That's the problem.
Hold on.
But again, the contract that they were awarded actually is projected to save the taxpayers $400 million because they are so efficient at what they do.
But the president
They're so
of the
good
United
at
States
what
should not
they
be
do.
enriched by it. That's why he's supposed to put his things in a
the
blind
argument is that the
spot.
president of the
But
United
every
States
president,
should not-
I love when they, talk about saving the American people money when gas prices are crazy expensive, groceries are crazy expensive. Like, what are you talking about? Even if that is the case down the line, read the room.
Every president before this one has put their financial interest in a blind trust.
Which
Not
is
a trust. No, it's not.
Yes, it's every single one.
It's handled by his sons. Why is Donald Trump so scared of being transparent about his finances?
Transparent? We're talking about it because there's a public disclosure.
No,
Well, so what
3,700 trades later,
what about-
You can't see
You
his
can't
stock
argue
trades.
it's not transparent
Now,
and then
well,
talking
no,
about the
it's-
transparency
if
of
this
the
were
report.
Hunter Biden,
And it
you'd be
was.
going berserk
And it
right now.
was.
No,
It literally was.
It's not. What this is a change in the incentive structure of our democracy. It used to be you had money to gain power.
Was Donald
I'm
Trump not a
done.
billionaire
You see my
beforehand?
lips moving? I'm not done.
Questionably.
Now,
I remember this guy.
Now, it's gain power to make money. So personally, Harrison,
Gain power to make money. Gain power to make money. It's gonna be a rap song. I'm just copywriting it right now. Okay, that better not be a summer banger.
I'd be better with you just going, yeah, it kind of smells bad. I'm with you. Instead of trying to tell me that this cup isn't blue.
When you actually care about members enriching themselves and utter the words Nancy Pelosi, who entered Congress in the 80s, not a millionaire, worth now $500
should go back to,
million.
like, Andrew Jackson for
Ilhan
references.
Omar, not a millionaire before she entered
and her
Congress.
husband's
Now
money.
How about
she's
Attila the
about
Hun?
$30
He was a
million
bad guy. Use
richer
him as a
today.
reference.
Okay.
So if there's going to be a double standard here, fine.
I think we apply it across the board.
If we want to have agreement at the table,
But hang on a second. If you're suggesting that we should have agreement, but you have to actually acknowledge that what's going on here. Are you acknowledging it? But Harrison, hold on. Hang on a second, Harrison.
Let them trade, period.
Are you
You can't do it.
acknowledging
You can't do it.
that there's a problem? Because if there's a problem with Nancy Pelosi, there would be a problem here
Any
too.
appearance of impropriety is always going to have a problem.
So that's a no.
But if the answer is the Trump family needs to shutter all business operations and not be able to engage in any form of business,
I'm all right
then
with
just say that.
How about no
but let's
foreign
just have an
business that
honest
their
conversation
father
of
is
what's
involved
actually
in?
happening.
$1.4 billion.
These
That is
people had
where.
an empire long
billion.
before they got into politics.
Hold
and quite frankly,
on.
They probably
Hold on a second.
never got involved in
$1.4
politics.
billion. That is what the New York Times puts how much Trump has
crazy.
profited thus far
Look at that.
from the presidency. There's no question. You can look at his net
Doesn't
worth,
make any sense.
how much it has increased dramatically.
decreased
just
over time.
in the time that
You
he
don't
has
talk
been
about the
president.
decreases. You only talk about
It
the
has,
increases.
because it has increased.
Yes,
In the
It's
last
also
year
decreased.
alone, President Trump has made more money than he made in his entire life.
that's right.
And look, I hear a lot of people talk the way that you're talking right now.
Before this gentleman starts to do his thing, because what he's doing, he's about to speak some truth. Just remember, down in the comments, let me know nicknames for these panelists.
In focus groups. And it honestly it brings me back to how broken our politics are, because you're navigating around very obvious things to be at the behest of a very obviously corrupt president. And I think the team basketball that we do in our politics is like very much on display here, and you're not the only one that's doing it. I'll just say that.
You're doing it on
national television.
Try to psychoanalyze me. Like, have analysis of your own. Let's do that.
My analysis is that
My analysis is that the gentleman on the right has amazing skin. The gentleman on the left also has amazing skin as well. Equality.
In the middle of the biggest upward transition of wealth from the working class to the 1%. That the country is, hold up, one second, that we've ever seen. And those things don't happen on accident. Those things happen specifically because of what we're talking about at this table right now.
That's a great place to actually end this video, this first political rant. Let me know if you like this longer form content by, hitting that like button, leaving a comment, and subscribing. I would love for you to join the Just Ranting the Blues, family. Go follow me on all of the social medias, Renny Blackett on TikTok and Instagram. We're going to eventually think of a way to roll out these videos, but for today, a true blue one. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Just Ranting the Blues.